All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How is everybody out in the world? How are you guys? It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, actually. I feel kind of awkward streaming. I was on such a roll for multiple weeks at a time, and then, oh hey, I'm gonna go take a vacation. So, what's going on? I see Luke Skis here. It says hit the gritty. Zuri 46 says, yo, this should be a fun build. It should be. I'm really excited. Tenor Madness subscribed for 3 months. Thank you so much. Tier 1 sub again. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's a shame I missed part of September, but as always, I appreciate the support, Tenor. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Gnarly says, yo, it doesn't feel like that long, to be honest. We're on keyboard group by time here. Yeah, well, for me, for whatever reason, the week and a half off, because it was 2 weeks ago Tuesday was the last time I streamed. It feels like a lot. It feels like a long time. So realistically, it's not. But for me, because I was on such a roll, it feels pretty lengthy. So glad to be on it and back at it. I'm glad that Jake gave me a board to come back and build. It's going to be a banger. So that's pretty exciting. Tears, yo, what's going on, man? What's up? So yeah, I'm excited. Tonight should be fun. Unfortunately, it looks like Cloudbot is fighting with me right now. Although it does appear that the giveaway is working. So, yeah, we should be good there. We should be good. Anyway, I'm excited, and I hope you guys aren't burnt out on Gridiron. I know there's been 2 streams so far. I unfortunately missed Keeb Noob's stream yesterday. I just had some personal stuff going on, trying to catch back up at work, trying to get back into the routine with the family. So unfortunately, I kind of missed that. But we're here. This will be the 3rd Gridiron stream, except I'm doing a staggered build. I believe the last 2 were ortho. And we're going to build with a Plop PCB. So Jake gave me his layout that he wants. We're building with the tried and true classic for Jake. We're doing Gridiron yellows. Stock Gridiron yellows. Those are his favorite, I swear. But either way, I'm excited about that. And this board looks amazing. I've had a chance to kind of really look at the colors. They match paperwork really well, so we're going to put paperwork on it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But it's going to be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that. Static says, yo, good evening. What's going on, Static? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Kronos was literally just asking about staggered Gridiron builds. Nice. So yeah, I missed that earlier. But yes, we are doing the stagger build, which is great. So Archduchess with Jake, stock at yellows. Yeah, who could believe it, right? Like doing the for me with non-Gridiron yellows felt weird for Jake's builds, but hey, I'll take it. I will happily take it. I need to figure out what I'm doing next week. I don't know yet. I have to go find that out, whether that's something from Mirari or another build from somewhere else. So we'll get that somewhere. Anime Enjoyer, hey, nice to see you back. Welcome. Thank you for showing back up again. Static says, nice. Going to pick up the Gridiron with Plop later this week, I think. Yeah, and as I said, like, ever since I got the Kaz, or the Qual, the Kaz layout, but Qual, I've been so much more open to, like, smaller layouts. Like, for the longest time, 13U, 12.75U was, like, as low as I would go. And now, like, 12U, 11U, 10U, those are all, like, viable options to me because combos and vial and figuring out, like, what works best. So, super happy to kind of feel like, okay, I can make that jump. And it's amazing, like, that Kaz is easier than, like, my Alpha, which is for sale, by the way. 120 shipped, CONUS. I can do international shipping, but I may pull that out tonight just to sell it on stream. I'm just saying that will be it is still for sale. It's a cool little board. I just don't have a need for it anymore, and it could be at a really good home. Cop car domes, lubed gat yellows with 20 gram springs. It feels like Topra I promise. It really does. Those of you that have been to the meetup and touched on it and felt on it, like, you would be like, oh yeah, it's Topra. So anyway, just throwing that out there. I'll show that off a little bit later on stream. But yeah, I'm excited. Like, I may, especially for the price point, this board is like a no-brainer. I think it was like 120, 150 total just to like get the board and PCB or whatever. Or it's somewhat inexpensive. Like, if there's a 40s group buy to get into, it's probably this. If you're into that, if you're an ortho especially, but with a Plop PCB to get staggered, why not, right? Like, that seems to be the way. So yeah. Anime Enjoyer asks, do you like anime? You know, I think I answered this last time. I said I just don't watch it. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it, I just don't watch it. I'm open to suggestions on animes to start with. Like, start me out easy. Like, if there was one suggestion, does Initial D count? Because, like, I'm into cars, and I feel like I missed out never watching Initial D. So I feel like I should watch that first, but still trying to figure out what that role, you know, what is the easiest way too. Like, I got a new iPhone this week on Saturday, so Crunchyroll got suggested as an app for me. So I'm open, man. Well, man, sorry, I don't want to assume. Whichever you think I should watch, let me know. Tell me, please. Statics is trying to decide on color for the Gridiron. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Jake and his coding, it's there's tons of options and they're all really good. That newest color shift, Typhoon, looks incredible. I feel like I need to get a board done in Typhoon. So Jake, I'm gonna hit you up later. I'm sure. I know you said it was a little bit more pricey for that pigment. I don't care. I'll pay for it. It looks awesome. Jake says, I love my GAT yellows. Yes, you do. Static says, K, I'm sold then. Origami color shift with GMK laser, it is for me. That sounds pretty good. That really, really does that one sounds awesome. Tears says, I'll sit that one out. I only watch one anime. What anime do you watch, Tears? I'm very curious. Like I said, I know that, like, what's it? Attack on Titan is supposed to be considered like one of the greatest animes of all time, but I've never watched it. Like, I just, again, like, if someone can suggest something to me, I'm totally open. So, a little Clearly Canadian in the bottle tonight. One of my favorite drinks. I always manage to grab that. Like, if Publix always has it, like, I just grab it. But anime says, watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay, interesting. Give that a shot. Static says, Attack on Titan is amazing, but damn, it is intense. Yeah, I mean, I've seen like previews and stuff, like, or recaps a little bit, so I know that, but yeah, I definitely have to check that out. Like, in Warzone, they had the Attack on Titan skin that you could buy, and like, everybody was running around, and I'm like, why is this naked dude running around everywhere? Like, I didn't understand it, but apparently it was like one of the most popular skins that they've ever sold, so it is what it is. Renminbi with the, I think that's right. Renminbi with the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Static says, Cowboy Bebop is only one season on Netflix and very easy to get through. Plus, it is also one of the best of all time. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. All right, I'm gonna screw up this. Tier says, Azumanga Daioh. In my defense, I was in high school when it came out. Interesting. Okay. And Remen B says, hi. What's going on? So yeah, before we get into the build real fast, I do have to talk about the vacation. I have to say, I had like the best vacation I've had in a really, really long time. For those of you who don't know, my wife, my daughter, and I went to Cancun for 8 days. Technically, it was 6 full days, one travel day on each side. And it was awesome. We went to an all-inclusive resort. I like being a tourist sometimes. Like, a lot of times, like, I don't want to be a tourist. Like, when my wife and I went to Japan in 2018, we were not doing, like, the touristy stuff. We did the robot dinner show in Shinjuku, but, like, that's the only real, like, super touristy thing we did. We did do a tour of Hiroshima, but I'm really glad we did that because we had a guided tour and we got to do some self, exploring, etc. So that was cool. But we just, like most of our trips, we just try and do our own thing. Like we try not to be super touristy, and we try and go find like local hidden spots. In Cancun, like because I have my daughter with me and she's 3, and I have my wife, like all I wanted to do was just sit by the pool and drink and just be a tourist, and it was awesome. The food was great for an all-inclusive, especially. We went to an all-inclusive last year in Jamaica, and the food was so-so. Here it was really good. So again, we went to like it was called Grand Fiesta Americana, Coral Beach, because there's like 2 in Cancun and there's 1 in Cozumel. There's like 3 or 4 Ryu hotels in Cancun as well. It's kind of insane. So yeah, either way, it was really awesome. Basically, each morning getting up, going to the breakfast buffet. I never eat breakfast, but when the food is there and it's really good, you end up just eating anyway. So like we'd eat at the buffet, and then literally like go straight out to the pool right afterwards. like no worries. And then we'd just be chilling at the pool, and they had a nice little like, I don't want to call it a kiddie pool. I think it was like a lounge pool, but it was only like 1.5 feet deep. So like my daughter played in this big circular like kiddie pool the whole time. 10:30 the bar opened, so then I just start drinking, and like whatever you want to drink, they have it. You tip well, you get way better drinks, but that should be standard anyway. Like you should be tipping well at an all-inclusive because you're not paying out for anything else anyway. And my one point to that is that, I'm sorry, I was a little loud here. We had the waiter come around the first morning, and I asked for a drink, and I said suggest something to me, and he suggested this one called the Isla Contoy, which was like mango fruit something with vodka. And I'm like, sure. And he's like, I'll bring you an extra shot of vodka. I'm like, okay, cool. And he got my wife a drink, non-alcoholic, because my wife is pregnant. We are Mace. We're getting there. I have to go through this because it was awesome. Sorry. We will get there. Here, let's do this. All right, I'll put it on the desk. There you go. Just real fast. I'm almost done with the story anyway. So either way, the guy goes and gets me an alcoholic drink, gets my wife a drink, gets my daughter like a juice, which was awesome. And he came back, and I gave him a $5 tip. Like it was early in the morning. It was the first day, like literally first day. Gave him a $5 tip. And he was like, gracias, senor. And I'm like, thank you, no problem. And he goes, and I don't know, throughout the rest of the day, he came back and checked on us. I give him like $1 or whatever here or there. Like, but that initial $5 tip, I was trying to kind of like set the tone, and it worked. Well, the next morning, same thing. We go eat, and then we roll out to the pool, and like around 10:30, I'm like, all right, I want to get a drink, and I grab my money, I grab another $5 bill, and I like jump into the pool to swim up to the bar. I didn't see the waiter from the day before, but he saw me. And he comes running. I was like, Senor! He's flagging me down. And he comes running over. He's like, what can I get for you, sir? And I was like, oh, man. And I got a drink, and I gave him the $5. And I realized, like, doing the $5 that first day and then tipping subsequently after set the tone for, like, oh, I should do this. We didn't have any issues with service the rest of the week. Like, that dude, absolutely. Whatever we needed, he came to us. We got food at the pool. So, like, they had a lunch menu. They had like 2 or 3 they have like 7 restaurants on site. It's kind of crazy, but their like lunch place that they have is an outdoor restaurant that overlooks the water, which was insane. Yeah, it was awesome. Renminbi says I would gain so much weight at an all-inclusive place. Yeah, like I feel like I gained 5+ pounds easily. Like it just, granted, I didn't like eat like crazy. I just ate good food, and we still ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I wasn't like eating all day, but yeah, it was easy to gain weight just because of the amount of drinking I did as well. Was it not affected by the hurricane? Good question. So it skirted Cancun, like it skirted the peninsula and whatnot. So like Monday night we got rain, and then a little bit Tuesday it rained off and on, but that was all we got. The only downside is, if you know anything about Cancun, the beaches are a little rough. So like the first 2 or 3 days were great. And it was calm waters, and we could like swim and wade out there pretty easily. After the hurricane passed, the low pressure hit and the wind hit, and then we had pretty rough waves for the rest of the trip. So like we didn't enjoy the beach as much, and the beach was a little bit like smaller, like literally like it just wasn't like wide, because you say long for like, it wasn't very long beach either. But again, chilling by the pool was way awesome anyway. So like the beach was kind of a secondary thought. But yeah, it was. I highly suggest if you're on the fence for an all-inclusive, Do your research. There's a lot of really good places. Really enjoyed it. So just wanted to talk about that because it was fun, and I have to brag, and it was a good time. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you saw we officially made the announcement. I know I've said it here on stream, but we let everybody else know that my wife and I are expecting in March, so we'll have another little girl. So I'll have 2 girls and my wife, and I'll be swimming in a sea of estrogen. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But that'll be in March, so we have a while until I have to worry about like streaming and having the time to do that. But very excited, and thank you guys. Thank you, I appreciate that. It is exciting. Like I said, I think I announced it here a while ago, but we made it official, and we found out it's a girl. Like, that was the other part. I think my wife was a little disappointed that it wasn't a boy, but I'm cool. Like, whatever, it is what it is, and that's what we're gonna you know, you don't have a choice in the matter, so we're gonna roll with it, and looking forward to it for sure. But thank you guys for the congratulations. Remen B says there's gonna be so much hair doing. A little bit. I'm still learning. So my daughter's hair is very textured and it's curly, and that's new for me. So my wife's trying to teach me. If all else fails, just pull everything back into a ponytail puff, and I can do that. Like, that's if all else fails. But my wife handles all that, so it's all good. Thank you guys for the congratulations. So yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. Like I said, it was pretty awesome. But here we are tonight. We're gonna build a gridiron, a very nice custom Cerakoted gridiron. I really like this. I know Jake's here. I hope Jake can at least type what this Cerakote is, like what the splatter is and what the base is. I actually like the gray or black base, whichever. It's more like gray. I really like the base though. It's really awesome, and the big splatters are cool too. So, and they are textured. Like, you can feel the splatters, but it's not like a negative. Like, it's cool to kind of feel that texture. And I think we're gonna put paperwork with this. And I know you guys always say paperwork's cheating, but the colors match like perfectly. And I think Jake said it was like stock colors he had, so this will look amazing with paperwork. So, and again, thank you guys for the congrats. Mace, I see you. This is kind of reason I was getting through the whole story though. You a-hole. Chrono says, don't know the specific colors, but I think that's Neon Night Splatter. That makes sense. We could put Neon Nights on here too. Paperwork matched the blue and the yellow for sure, and the pink match really well. But I have Neon Nights, and it's not on a board right now, so we could put Neon Nights as well. Maybe we'll do both and just see which one we like better. We can go that route for sure. So, but this is really nice. I'm excited. It's a top mount board. And again, like 2-piece, nothing crazy. I think if you get in the group buy, I think you should spend the extra for the custom Cerakote. You can do splatters, you can do color shift. There's a whole bunch. So Delta 360, what a name. Hello, came here from the Discord ping. What's the raffle for? It's a mystery box. So I actually do a lot of giveaways, a lot of giveaway raffles. I don't know why I do, but I do. I like paying it forward, and it's a mystery box, so you'll see what's in there if you win it. Before you enter, if you are a subscriber, you get extra tickets. If you are not, you get 2, but you get a lot more if you're a subscriber. So I just want to be upfront about that. Like, that's the way I just kind of pay it back to the people who have supported me and continue to. But just want to make sure you knew that before you entered. So Zuri says, do we know if there are any plans for the P3D case for the Mech Wild Clunker? I do not know. That would be a question for Jake, unfortunately. Is that the van style layout board? Is that what that is? I can't remember. Remen B says ocean in the mystery box. Yeah. Quick update on that. I'm still working with Taylor trying to get the funds to order the remaining parts. I should have an update hopefully by the end of this week on where we stand with everything. The good news, for those of you, if you happen to be awake and you're here, sorry, I got distracted by Gnarly saying that DDD logo looks so good. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. The resin knobs I sent to Jay back in July. I sent them in July, I think. Early July. Sent them in a box. USPS. Apparently, they made it over there relatively quickly, like 3 weeks. They made it to Jay, and they attempted delivery, and I didn't require signature, but they apparently assumed signature was required, and he didn't sign because he wasn't there or something. Something happened, and USPS started the process to send them back to me. Well, I forgot about it. And then Jay was like, hey, do you remember what happened to these? And I looked, and like middle of August, I think it was like August 20th or something like that, the last update in USPS tracking was they had made it back to Atlanta at the distribution center. And I was like, cool. I told Jay, I was like, I should have them back in like the next week, and then I can just resend them via like DHL or UPS. I trust UPS a lot more. So I was like, I'll just resend them that way. And he's like, great. They didn't move from the Atlanta distribution center. It just said item is in transit for like a month and change. Like straight up, they didn't move. And the day before I left for vacation, they showed up here. So they've been sitting in Atlanta for like a month and a half before they finally showed up. And I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. I got them back. So now I can send them with a much more secure carrier like UPS or DHL, because that was some BS. I was a little irritated, but I'm glad I don't have to go get new knobs made. I don't have to do all the craziness. So get those back out. So Jay will have one more item that he should have had a while ago. And like I said, we're going to get everything squared away with Ocean here in the next couple weeks. And like I said, I'm trying to get them out the door before end of the year. Like that's the goal here. So bear with me. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them knocked out for sure. So, Willie says UPS is leaning towards FedEx craziness. Is it? Okay. And I know that the holiday season's coming up, so yeah, we'll figure all that out, especially with the way shipping goes. But anyway, so let's get on to the build, because that's why you all are here. I've killed 30 minutes just talking about myself and all that fun stuff. As I said, this is going to be a lot of fun. I think we'll try both DSS Neon Knights and GMK Paperwork. We'll just see which one we like better. But Neon Knights can look really good just from like a dark perspective, but I think Paperwork will look good here because Paperwork looks good on everything. Top mount board, as I mentioned, very like smooth, easy bottom aluminum piece. The case is straightforward. The angles aren't too sharp, but the corners can be a little pointy at times. But again, very nice, easy design. 5 mounting points in the top for the plate. I think Jake gave me, I want to say that this is ABS? I can't remember. Maybe Jake's here, and that's awful. It's super flexy, though. Super flexy. And again, we're doing big bar staggered layout on this, so feels like my frame rate is off right now. Usually that doesn't happen. I feel like my camera I think is jacked up. I got to go through the settings again. I don't know what happened, but anyway, we should be good here. So that's the 1.6 millimeter ABS plate. Yeah, I was right. So ABS. Okay, cool. Super excited to use this again, just because it's bendy. So, and then I've already tested this time. I didn't fail like last time. We've got the Plop PCB. It does work. Staggered layout, big bar. So should be a straightforward build, which is nice. And then we can play around with keycap options. And again, man, I see it's framey. I don't know if you guys see that too. It just feels very framey on my camera. But yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let's build the stabilizers. See what Jake gave me for a stabilizer this time with the Gritty. Because he sent me a box with both his Formy, which I think he wants back, I'm sure, and the Gridiron, which I didn't get a chance to use the Formy. I'm kind of disappointed. Sent me the right. I think you sent me a 7U stab. Is that right, Jake? What you mean for that? Gotta look at what you sent me. Yeah, 7U. Okay, that is right. So we're gonna go 7U. I forgot that the Plop supports 7U. Which is kind of cool and very exciting. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Nice. Well, then I guess we can't put Paperwork on it. Or Neon Knights. Because neither of those has a 7U spacebar. So we may have to pivot on that. Or figure something out. But we'll get there. I can show you what paperwork would look like and just use another spacebar, or Neon Knights with another spacebar. I think I got a 7U somewhere. But it's definitely a nice looking bottom row. It's just I don't have. Neither paperwork has a 7U. I happen to know that. It's a 6.25U only. I am so sorry, sir. So sorry. DSA didn't come with one, I don't believe. I had DSA. I don't believe it has a 7U. But again, I can finagle something. We can. It won't be a perfect match, but we can do something. Someone local get him a DCS quick. Yeah, I've got. I actually have a. It's not gray, but I do have a 7U, which is a. I think this is PBT. I think it's like one of the PBT ones. So maybe we'll just use this. See how bad it is. Close enough. Yeah, close enough. Oh yeah, DCS paperwork. I did not get that. I do need to think about that. So for now, we'll use this spacebar, and that's fine. That way we can use paperwork, and you guys can use your imagination from there. All good. And what do we always say? It wouldn't be a hedgy stream if there wasn't any scuff. So it's okay. We're all good there. All right, 7U bar. Go. Put this guy to the side. Is this the right should we have the right tool, Jake? Okay, good. It is the right tool. I do have. Okay, good. They're the same size. I do have this one as well, so we're good. All right, this. Get the lube. Thought I was prepared. I forgot the lube. If you guys ever, there's a comedian that I enjoy, Stephen Lynch. He does like singing and comedy, and there's one where he does a skit called Superhero, and the one I have recorded, for whatever reason, one of the times says, "Hand me some lube," and like that when I said that, that stuck in my head. I don't know why, but it did. I don't know what that says about me, but kind of scary. There we go. All right, one housing painted. Jonesy Lewis, it's been a while. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Glad you could be here. Willie says you like to be lubed. I'm not getting into this conversation. Just not doing it. All right. I swear I've gotten very efficient at doing this process, which is to be expected. I've done it a bunch, but very efficient. Come on. Ooh, there we go. That did touch the back of my hand. Glad to be back. Love watching the stream. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Whoops, almost dropped that. Yeah, like I said, it feels a little weird to get back into it after being off so long. So, yeah, it's a solid time for me. I'm excited. Also, what'd you guys think about the story that I posted yesterday for this stream? That new cinematic mode on the iPhone really comes through clutch for things like, I don't know, showing off a keyboard, getting people hyped. So I'm super excited to hopefully have a little bit better content with that, and just better quality than I've had in the past, right off the phone, which is exciting. So I hope you guys liked what you saw there. If you saw it. If you didn't, that's cool too. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. Carter86. easy way to know what I'm building and what's coming up. So Jonesy says, trying my hardest not to buy any more boards, though. Yeah, I understand that for sure. Absolutely. Speaking of video content, Crispy Shots, XRISPY SHOTS on Instagram. I've been sharing some of his stories. He has had my Embrace prototype for 2 weeks. I think he's sending it back this week. And he did a sound test with it and posted with his content, which looks amazing. And I believe he's doing a full review of the board and posting on his YouTube. And I will link that later before we hop offline tonight. I don't know if the review is up yet for the Embrace, but at least you'll have the channel that he does it on. Apparently, he's a major coffee snob aficionado, one of those. And so, like, a couple people in Evan's server, in the trash server, were like, oh yeah, we know you, you're the coffee guy. And I thought that was kind of cool. So he's got a coffee channel, but he also has a keyboard channel, and his content looks pretty awesome. And for those of you that don't know, the whole reason that he ended up getting the prototype to mess around with and talk and test about was because he had the top comment in my Reddit Embrace thread that said, basically said, $500, geez, that's steep. And then I said, you know, I understand, and I explained why. And he's like, yeah, but is acrylic as good as polycarbonate? And in his flare, it said at Crispy Shots. And so I went on Instagram and looked, and I found him. And instead of being like a dick, I was just like, hey man, I like your content. I like your, you know, your keyboard videos. Do you want to try the Embrace? Like, do you want to mess around with it and give your feedback and make a video? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to. So I sent it out to him. A lot of trust for sending out a $500 plus prototype to him. And, you know, especially because it's a random stranger. But so far, so good. He joined the trash server. He's made some really good, really good content already. And I'm excited to see the full review and see what he says and get feedback from someone who doesn't really use 40s or 45s on the regular. That'll be really cool. So Static says, speaking of links, if anyone wants 40 support in MT3, please fill out this form. Yeah, don't be afraid to click that link. Please fill that out. Tell Drop that they're a bunch of morons and that they need to provide 40 support, and have needed to provide 40 support from MT3 for, 2 years now? We've been only asking for that. In fact, that was in that Reddit thread where they, were like, provide your feedback for MT3 Pulse, which I can't believe they're doing another Pulse run, but whatever, that's a whole nother story. They basically were like, do you want to see 40 support? Do you want to see, 4-key? Do you want, I think it was like in base kit, like they gave you options. And like literally for MT3, I will take either in the base kit or just a 4-key separate add-on. Like, I don't care. Like, make it, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, and I'll buy the 4-key add-on for a lot of those MT3 sets. MT3 is nice. It's a good profile, but like there's very little in terms of options for it. And so give me more options. Like, hopefully it's not just Pulse. And if it's DCX too, which apparently is not getting the best reviews right now, it's getting okay reviews. But even if there's another option for Cherry Profile with 40s coverage, bring it on. Like, let's make sure we have that available to us as 40s users for sure. So please make sure you fill that stuff out if you're interested and you want to help support more key sets available for us to use, where we're not trying to fight legend compatibility or row profiles or what have you. I think these are Durox stabs, but they're black screws. They're not gold. Jake, what stabs are these? Because they look like the Durox smoked ones, but the black screws instead of the gold and without the washer definitely say something else, but I legit have no idea. Yeah, they look like Durox. Finality says, yeah, I've never used DCX and haven't seen the reviews, but if it gets big vendor to stock 40 support, I'm in for it. Yep, same thing. Oh, the screws might be rando. Okay. Well, also the the female end for the screws where you put them in is black, which I'm not used to seeing. That's why, like, this is black right here. So I'm not used to seeing that. So that's why I asked, but we're all good. Seem like they'll be all right. They sound fine. Cool. Coffee said, sorry I'm late. Had to finish my guacamole. Hedgie, you look tan? Question mark? Wait, no, you don't. I don't want to get banned on Twitch, but I could show you my waistline and you would see how wide I am on my ass compared to my back, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, he did get color. But thank you, Coffee. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Hedgie not used to seeing black female ends? Question mark. Wow. Damn, Static. Damn. I don't know. My wife has not been the same lately. So, you know, being all pregnant makes her kind of cranky. I'm gonna tell her you said that. No, we're dropping switches over here. We may need a couple more. Ah. Alright, we're good. We're good. Tinder says, I used DCX on my Oxymoron and it was nice, but then I got CRP. Yeah, a lot of people like CRP. A lot of people like CRP, so. Coffee just missed the conversation about crispy shots and him being a coffee snob, an aficionado, and video producer, etc. So, shame on you, Coffee. Good. These have the 5 pins. They'll hold nicely. Hopefully this plate holds and no issues and it doesn't bend like that one when the milk truck did. That was scuffed. And I apparently scared a couple people from ever letting me build their boards. I promise you I did that only with the direction from Mirari to give me the okay to do so. Alright, these are 1.25, 1.5, something like that. Might need the plate fork. No, we should be good. There we go. Sit in there. Alright, got all the corners in, we're good. Yeah, plate fork's not a bad idea, honestly. Where did I put that? Here it is. Yeah, let's just make sure we use this early and often. Oop, bent pin. Majorly bent, jeez. There we go. Yeah. Actually, it's a shame Coffee missed all my discussion about the trip. He saw me. Oh, that was the other reason I want to talk about the trip. So, Darth Foster, who's in here regularly, posted his Vault 35 in his mech vault in the subreddit, in the mechanical keyboard subreddit, and he got a bunch of like stupid comments, which seems to be like a theme lately, where like people are making dumb comments on, you know, on the is this 1.52 or is this 1.25? It's 1.25. Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry. Quick sidestep. Want to make sure I got the layout right. I didn't want to solder. Anyway, he's got a bunch of dumb comments, and Coffee observed that I was shitposting from paradise. I was basically riling people up and talking a bunch of shit, literally with a drink in my hand at the pool. Like, it was great. We had Wi-Fi out at the pool, so I'm out there just literally shit talking with a like frozen drink in my hand. It was great. Highly recommend doing that. I highly, highly recommend it. Totally worth it. There we go. Alright. You go here, because you're in the middle of the 7U. This plate fork has come in major handy. I never thought I would be using one, but highly suggest for sure. Let's make sure it's not. Yeah, it's. And then he wants the 1U right here, so this goes furthest over here. There we go. And that means that this one should go right here. Should is the keyword. Yeah, that looks right. 1.25, 1.25. I really hope some of those dumb comments end up on Kane's estimate. Yeah, they should. They should. I know exactly what you're talking about, which is funny. Because there were like, I try not to be too mean, but there were some very, very dumb comments. I'll just leave it at that. But good to see that, you know, everybody's got everybody's back basically, and that was my whole goal, was to make sure those idiots didn't, you know, understood. 40s for life. Something like that, right? Plus, I gotta defend the guy who got me the shirt, and, you know, gotta support that dude, so, yeah. I'm looking forward to Kane's estimate. Everyone support his projects. Yeah, Kane's good dude. Kokaloo says, putting Neon Knights on there. I'm not, unless someone's got... Well, I do have a black 7U spacebar for GMK. It won't be DSS, but I don't have a 7U DSS spacebar. So we're going to at least see what the alphas look like, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that kind of sucks. Who's that? Willie says, yes, my favorite vendor. Yeah, I fully support him for sure. So yeah, Oracle's going to be neat. I'm excited about that. I think he's going to let me get in on the prototype run and build one of those on stream, which, like I said, now that I've been messing with the Quoll, I feel like the Oracle doesn't scare me anymore, so that's kind of cool too. You should find the brightest 7U bar you have and slap it on it. Okay, I'll see what I got. I wonder if Terminal had... the 7U in green. I gotta look. I don't think I got those space bars. I think I have just the standard. Like I said, I'll look what I have in a minute and go from there. I only think I have a couple of 7U options, unfortunately. There we go. Do PBT fans Neon if you have it? I do have the 7U for that. I do. It's probably a good idea. So we'll probably just grab that. Anime Enjoyer, which... Anime Enjoyer didn't... I mean, you gave me one. Is there... Should I watch Initial D? Does that count as anime? Like I said, you didn't answer that question. I love cars. Should I watch that? Interested in your P3D CAS if you ever decide to sell it. Willie, that was actually Coffee's. That was his board, and I sent it back to him. So you'll have to ask him. I basically upgraded that board for him. So... ask him, and he should know. Initial D is so good, and I'm not even a car guy. Okay, cool. Well, then I'm gonna check out Initial D. There you go, Anime Enjoyer. That'll be my first one. That'll be my first ever watch. Do I have enough switches for this top row? Should have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do. Okay. I have 10. That's good news. Man, this plate fork is so clutch. So glad I have this. Space Cables is here. What's going on, Space Cables? How are you? Nice to see you this evening. Thanks for stopping by. I've got 2 CAS coming your way for double space conversion. What you mean? Let me know, Willie. I'm happy to help with whatever, but what do you mean? Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to get a bunch of stuff from William S. Jones, too. So, looking forward to that. Unless that's Willie J. I don't know you guys sometimes. Yeah, that's you? Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. I'm happy to fix those. When are you going to send that stuff, anyway? I know you said I was on vacation, so I said to hold off. Uh-oh. This part of the plate has snuck down a little bit. There we go. This should fit, though. There we go. Okay. A lot less of the flex in the overall plate. Like, it fits better than I've had in some past builds, so this makes me pretty happy. Waiting on my mech vault delivery. Okay, cool. No worries, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's get your builds done. Should be a good time. You're sending me a lot too, which is exciting. So I'll probably spread it out over like a week or 2 or 3, and we'll go from there. But you and I can talk separately offline and make sure we handle that. Cool. All right, we've got the GAT yellows in place. 7U layout. Nice. I think the resounding majority wants to see Neon Knights on here since it kind of matches that. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, cool. Again, stock GAT yellows, the Jake specialty. Literally. All right. Down there. Sorry, take a quick drink. All right. Let's get the fan on. Get this over here. Move the pearl out of the way a little bit. As you notice, I got phosphorus on the pearl right now. I picked up that set of phosphorus from Evan. It's basically untouched, so I don't use this board a whole lot. But yeah, phosphorus is nice. It's very nice. All right, let's get started, shall we? Reminder, anytime that I am soldering is basically an ask me anything. Anything appropriate, not appropriate, is open season. If it's inappropriate, I won't answer. But if you have any burning questions about me, the hobby, my life, please feel free. Now is the time. This should be relatively quick with 12U. 12U layouts are usually relatively simple. I keep meaning to switch out the tip on my soldering iron. I've yet to do that. Maybe that'll be a project for me this week. Just make sure I knock that out and get a new tip on here. One that's not crescent moon shaped to go around the pins. I think I've had this tip on here for like a year and a half or something like that, and I've never changed it, so looking forward to putting something new on that. You want to sell me one of your pearls? No. The pearls are staying with me for a while, at least, for sure. We'll see what happens when I get round 2 at some point, whenever Coob gets done with that next year. Which is so weird to say, like, oh, when he's done with that board next year, but yeah, we'll see how I feel when I get my Bluetooth one from him, and then we'll go from there. Dude, that one did not look like it sat in here correctly, and I was right. There we go. Maybe. Nope, this whole switch is needing to be pushed. There we go. There we go. Keycaps you're most disappointed didn't have 40 support. Sets I disappointed didn't have 40 support. That one's kind of a tough one. Honestly, GMK Oblivion not having van support, I think there was some form of 40 support there in that set. I think it is a really good set, and like obviously Oblatsky not supporting van sucks. That would be one where I hope he eventually comes around and reruns. Yeah, I think that's kind of top of the list for me, which is funny because I'm not even like super in love with it, but it's a good looking set. Trying to think like what else I've been like disappointed in. There's been a few GMK sets that are like, they never felt like they were must-haves. but I definitely am like, man, I wish that had 40 support. Mictolin. So Mictolin you could get away with like novelties on a 13U, but I think, you know, again, same issues with Van. I think Mictolin really missed out on the mark on not having a 40s kit, especially for how much it sold. So that's another one, just because obviously black with those colors looks amazing, and that whole theme was well done. So, but that set will also take like 2+ years to finish out. So. Oblivion with Cadet Alphas would be nice. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, Oblivion's such a good set, and I'm not even into, like, programming, and I still think it's amazing. But hey, it is what it is. That doesn't have 40 support. Mictolin had Van and Base, did it? I can't remember. For whatever reason, I was thinking it didn't. But either way, that set, there's gonna be so many on the aftermarket. It's gonna be flooded. I didn't pick it up. I'll probably like wait and pick up the novelties on like novel keys and the space bars or whatever the other sets were. I'll pick up the hard to get extras at some point and then grab the base kit off like Mech Market with some guy who doesn't want it or something like that. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity with that. Flooded market, yeah. Like, I feel like the play, if you're a 40s user right now, is if you're into a GMK set, you should almost, like, especially if it goes through, like, novel keys, you should almost just buy the 40s kit and not the base kit. So if you don't want to spend, you know, $150, $200, whatever it is, buy the child kits you want, and then wait for the extras on novel keys, and make your decision then. Because, like, when you get it, then you can decide if you really want it, or, I hate to say it, your 40s kit becomes highly desirable. Like, I think of, like, GMK Grand Prix, and then you can always sell it, and you know you're going to get your money back. I'm not saying support flipping, but I'm saying, like, it might be worth it just to buy some child kits for 40s for GMK sets, and then forget about them, and then when they show up, you have an option to either buy the base kit, and you'll get it, quote, in stock, or you can sell it because you don't like it. That's just my 2 cents on it. Because like I said, I feel like that's the play, kind of. But either way, Mictolin I will be picking up once it hits the aftermarket from someone who doesn't want it or forgot about it. The novelties look good, I remember that. Alright, what else you guys got for me? That can't be it. That can't be the only 2 questions. Sell me your Pearl, and what set are you disappointed in at 40s coverage? Again, they can be anything. Ah, uh-oh. We're good. Come on. GMK nuke data makes me sad. I can't use it on a Formy. Oh, did they not? Well, is it because you use 1.25 inner, Jake? Or why is that? Because the original nuke data that you get off SP, because it's all uniform profile, you can kind of support whatever whatever set or whatever layout you have. How do you decide on a key map for sub-12U boards like Kaz and Vault 35? So Tenor, for me, you know, like I'm more of like a quote standard layout guy. Like I've got to have like certain keys on my base layer for me to be comfortable. However, combos have really made that like an interesting change for me, and made me kind of rethink those types of layouts, and the ability to have like Q and W as tab, or L and enter, or you know K and L, or J and K. all those as options to become a key press have really kind of helped. So for me, like, I try not to have any thumb keycaps, thumb buttons that are tap hold for layer or hold for a layer. Like I learned on a plank originally. Well, I say a plank. I learned on a new mini, but it's a plank. And so I had a raise and a lower at my thumbs. And for the longest time, I felt like I was stuck with, oh, I've got to have my thumbs as the layer activators. Like, that's the only way to do it. And so I remember, like, I had a daisy. I had a 12U daisy, and I was, like, reaching my thumb inward at, like, like, I'd be like, oh, trying to reach it in an awkward angle. And then I picked up a minivan, and I learned about the beauty of tap and hold and layer toggling that way. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So if I tap, enter, especially like on my pearls and my 13Us and 12.75Us, if I hold enter, it's for layer 1. If I tap it, it's just enter. So that kind of freed that up. And then with Vial came the combos and doing, like, making it easy to set up combos. And I was like, wow, that opened up the whole new world. So for me, it's just about finding a way to not use my thumbs as much and put my hands in awkward configurations. If I can do that, then I'm doing it right. Other people, they feel comfortable bringing their thumbs in or something similar. But for me, like, that's just kind of what I found what works well. And I think a lot of that comes from gaming too. When I game, like on Warzone, T is my indicator for Warzone, for marking an enemy player or marking a spot on the map. It's like T. And I know people who are like, oh, I just reach in my thumb for alt. And I'm like, oh god, like, that's weird. Like, I don't want to be WASD and then, like, trying to reach my thumb in. Like, it's just a finger pull over. So I kind of use that same philosophy for key maps. Like, don't make my hands bend in awkward positions. Don't make them be in an unnatural kind of state if I can help it. And that's really kind of helped me decide my key maps on really small boards like Qual and etc. And Qual is usable for me again. Like, I use it for work occasionally when I'm feeling kind of thrifty, but I got a lot going on this week, so I got to use like a regular board because I got to be typing fast and got a lot happening. But yeah, hopefully that kind of helps explain it. 12U, I actually find the right side harder than stuff like Kaz because having a semicolon key and semicolon on 1.75 with inner combo feels wrong. Yeah, a little bit. Wow, nice. You're my role model. Oh, you guys are talking. Hey, Maker Jake is here. What's going on? How are you? Nice to see you here. Got a good crowd tonight for my first stream back in 2 weeks, which is really appreciative. Thank you guys for showing up. I know you're all here to see the board, not me, so it's all good. But I will pull it back out here shortly. We're almost done soldering. Almost done with the Ask Me Anything segment as well. So if there's something that you've been dying to ask me personally, you're more than welcome to. It can be about the hobby, it can be about life, it can be something like, what's your favorite drink, etc. Alcoholic or non, depends on what you're into. I'm here to see you, Hedgie. Thank you, Zuri. I appreciate that. You don't have to lie, though, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, 2 more switches. Let's go. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Cool. Alright. How would you convince Evan and Chris to make a Corian van? Woof. I don't believe Chris is ever going to touch Corian again, even though apparently there was a way to not get such a mess everywhere, according to some people. That's just the rumor I heard. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I am going to say this. When screwing in the thick plate on my coriander, it stripped and broke part of it. So I have mixed feelings on that material. It's really nice. It's gorgeous. It holds up so well. But oh man, it bothers me that I know where a screw is broken. So, yeah. We'll see. But Evan, Chris, and I may be working on some other stuff here soon as well. So just kind of keep your head up and keep a lookout and see what happens. I'm actually not kidding. I didn't even know what this board was. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 4, 6, 8, 32, 4, 6, 8, 42, 4, 6, 8, 52, 4, 6, 8, 62, 4, 6, 8, 72, 4, 6, 8. Yep, sounds right. Ooh, okay. So, good looking. No crazy plate flex, which makes me super happy. Again, this is top mount, and we're gonna go turn off the soldering iron, back that up a little bit, put this keycap away since we don't need it anymore. Since someone suggested PBT fans neon, I'll probably put paperwork away. We'll pull out neon nights. This is gonna look awesome. Man, I swear this camera is framey. I don't think it's the computer. I think it's the camera. So we'll see what's going on. Camera's been acting up a little bit lately. Maybe it's just because I didn't use it for a week. I don't know. So anyway, Finality says least favorite breakfast meal. So as I said, I don't normally eat breakfast. So my least favorite is something like Greek yogurt. I know a lot of people have that for breakfast. Greek yogurt's disgusting to me. Most yogurt in general is not great. But that's just a personal preference. But Greek yogurt specifically, I think that's one. Like, I'll do omelets, I'll do nice brunch and breakfast items. It's just, like, yogurt feels like it's so out of place sometimes for me. Static says that weird ham with bone on it. Are you talking about hamon? What's it called? I know what you're talking about. The shit, I can't think of the name of it. It starts with an I. Iberica ham or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. All right. I also heard that it got damaged really easily. Maker Jake talking about corian. Yeah, it does. So, Finality, when talking about me, Evan, and Chris working on this, please be kind to our wallets. We're working on that. No, just like a bone and a ham steak. Oh, yeah. Isn't that like country ham, I think, or something like that? I know what you're talking about for sure. Iberico. Right. Yeah, that's what I was right. Okay. Thanks, Gnarly. I appreciate that. So let's do this. Let's pull out. We've got neon nights. Let me put away paperwork real fast. Struggling. All right, we're good. Sorry. Struggle busting over here. Then pull out neon. We'll pull out the 7U. All right, so got that going. Let's get this in the case, shall we? Plop, just like the name implies. Plop. All right. Okay, here's that. By the way, how's the music volume been for this stream? Have you guys like even heard it? Or is it just like non-existent at this point? Kind of curious. I feel like I struggle because I changed my YouTube volume for like normal watching and stuff, and then like I get in here and I don't remember where I had it or what it was on previously. So, Lutang, how do you like PBT fans? So far so good. I enjoy it. I wish they were actually PBT, so they're all ABS. And to be honest, they look like, this is just my opinion, they look like they come from the same factory that Damaki has. Because I looked at the trays for Damaki Ghost, and they're the same. They're the same trays. Or at least the plastic, like the bendy plastic, not the nice trays. So I do think that the PBT fans are nice. Just be aware they're ABS. Like they're not actually PBT. But the amount of sets they're rolling out with, the amount of coverage that's included in them, the pricing, like This is something, if you're a 40s user, you should probably be thinking about jumping on. If there's a set you like and see, I think there's like 4 more sets out now that all have like 40s kits. So I like them. I wish that the trays were less expensive to ship. Like, I want to buy a bunch of trays to hold my GMK keycaps and other ones, but they're so expensive, so I can't justify the cost. Because I want to move my keycaps out of my drawers down here and put it back on my shelf back there for display, but just haven't found a good way to do that yet. Like, everything's in like plastic bags for the most part. I've got a couple of those plastic containers from like the Container Store, but those are expensive. They're $6 a piece, and like some of them don't fit like the major kits, like laser or so like when I had DSA light cycle, they didn't fit that either. So just kind of food for thought. And Maker says they thinks the volume is good. Awesome. Although most of you said you have not heard any music. Well, okay, that's cool. The music's on here, like it's happening. But again, like I'm not trying to drown people out with the music, you know. See, especially when it comes to like the fact that we're gonna sound test this thing shortly. So, oh, did I put that on the right way? Hope so. Okay, there we go. There we go. Blue Tank says, cool, been thinking of it. I'm seeing tons of them in IC. Yeah, if you go on the site now, there should be a couple that are in stock. Like I said, the quality is pretty solid, so I can't really complain. Willie says, I prefer plastic bags for key sets, all in the middle of tossing boxes and putting kits in bags and labeling them. Yeah, like I said, I've got, like, obviously I've got kits in plastic bags, so I'm not labeling them. I probably could, but I know what I have. The only time is like when I'm trying to decide between white on black hiragana or white on black. But outside of that, no. Speaking of white on black, I won some artisans recently. I've been on a good RNG spell that actually started with alpha keycaps. I won the Nihilist Capora and the Faceless Salvador. Cool. And let's see. And then in the notes, let's see, I've got, so I started with the alpha keycaps, and then I won the Rubber Hose Trashville Big Bad Coyote. And then while I was on vacation, I won my first time ever winning a Bro Caps raffle. I won the Ribbit and the Stump out of his Moo mini drop, which was cool. They look like cows, kind of, with blue eyes and like brown. It's really unique. I won the Sludge Kid raffle with the Venom Spitter. That'll be here on Friday. I bought Bandit, Anarchy, and Yin Yang Salvador, and a Dementor Beluga from some guy. He should be shipping next week. And then I won Key Capital Hotbox Salem, which is really excited about that. Looks really good. I love Key Capital stuff. I don't know how many he makes, but I don't win a lot of them, but they are really, really awesome. So looking forward to that. Winkeeb says, got any games on your phone? Believe it or not, I play BeatStar. I do not play Angry Birds. I haven't had Angry Birds on a phone in, God, it's been ages. But I play BeatStar usually. And then I have got like Limbo, which is that old like Xbox game. I've got that. And a couple others. Okay, real talk. Does Sludge Kid take forever to ship? I won a raffle from him months ago. The label was printed, but nothing ever shipped. You should probably reach out to him. He does take about a week and a half to ship. So just FYI, you should probably say something. And yeah, I've been on a roll, gnarly. Okay, no rattle, but I don't know if it's just my luck, but I'm hearing like some hollowness, and I'm not afraid to tape up the PCB. So yeah, you should send him a message, dude. You absolutely should. 46U, but close enough. Whoever suggested Neon, thank you so much for the PBT fans. Neon, that's a great idea for this right now. I just wish, I hope this sounds okay. I'm not above putting tape on the PCB to help deaden it. Ever since we did that with the pomelo, that really helped. So, and I don't know if it's just my luck with some builds or like with the switches or what. It just feels like that's been happening a lot lately. So I don't think that's a slight on the Gridiron at all. I think it's more so just maybe a user error, something like that. Sorry. Cool. It's a blank. 1.75 U. I love Neon Knights. It's been a while since I pulled this set out. I had it on my Phoenix, and then I ended up selling the Phoenix while we were at a meetup. Did I put this in the wrong spot? I did. Damn it. I'm going to have to resolder these. That's insane. We'll have to do that here in a minute. Actually, it's a good excuse to probably tape up the board, if I'm being honest. Because I screwed both of those up. How did I do that? How did you guys let me do that? That's the real question. How did you let me do that? That's what I want to know. Alright, well, let's take this apart. Let's turn on the soldering iron because I got a quick way to pull out the switch. And since it's a different hole, it doesn't matter. Alright. And then, like I said, I can tape up the PCB and try and get rid of some of that hollowness that I'm hearing. And I don't know if I've just been extra attuned to it lately, but it feels like it, so... Maker says I probably would have done the same thing. Yeah, I tried spacing it out. It looked right, but I guess it wasn't, so no big deal. I based it on the row above with the compatibility, but I think I screwed that up maybe too, so we're about to find out. Alright, so... yeah, they just need to go one more over, basically. And I screwed this one up too. So 3 total switches. But again, there's an easy fix without desoldering. Do that. Let me go grab the tape while I'm up. Again, we're gonna tape up the PCB. I can hear it, and I don't know if, like I said, maybe it's just a me thing. I'm not sure. I need to figure that out, but I can definitely hear stuff. So it sounds more hollow than I prefer, but cool. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So the most ghetto way to do this: you grab the switch here, like so, and then just pull while heating up the stem. Part of the way out. I actually unclicked it, which is funny. There we go. Nope. All right, that's fighting me. Hold on. Ah, because it's a secondary hole there. Okay. May actually have to get the desolder gun out. What's up, Creative? Yeah, just give me a sec. I'm happy to show it off for you. Hang tight. Oh, almost out. Come on. Almost got this switch out. There we go. Sort of, maybe. Almost. That one pin back here. There we go. That's one of them. A lot of excess solder on there too. There we go. Whiteface Mountain. What a name. Whiteface Mountain. I like that. Basically, I soldered into the wrong spot, and instead of pulling out my trusty desolder gun, which takes like 10 minutes to heat up, I'm just heating up each pin slowly and pulling and getting the switch out that way, which is a viable way. Just FYI, like before anybody freaks out on me, you're not damaging anything. You're just slowly taking your time, getting the pin pull on each side, basically. It's a lazy man's way of doing it. That's all. And because we're using a separate hole for each switch, it doesn't matter because we're gonna put it into a new clean hole. That's what she said. It sounds awful when I say it like that, but seriously, it can work. I've done SMD parts. Yeah, like I said, it's just me. Like if it was the whole board, obviously, I'd be yanking out the desolder gun. But for just this, yeah, no way. This again, it's just a fast, easy way to do it, and I'm not damaging anything. There you go. Just like that, see? Then you can clean up the switch pins. I didn't pull any traces, anything like that. We're all good. And now, can fix it, put it right back in the correct hole. Oops, close that switch up. Oops. And sometimes a little extra. That pin looked a little thick, if you will. There we go. There we go. In. And then I'll just retouch that other one up in a minute. The correct way to desolder a dead LED is to melt it off. Yeah, I did that on the Embrace. One of the LEDs died, and they work in a chain, and so I basically had to do that. So, like I said, I think people get a little, like, I'm not saying anybody here, but like I think some people get a little too like, oh my god, you're gonna damage it. Like, why would you be so? I'm like, I'm not being forceful, and there's ways to correctly pull things out with solder without pulling out the desolder gun or the vacuum or whatever. Because sometimes even with your desolder sucker, like, it doesn't necessarily clean off the switch hole, and then you can pull out a trace before you know it. So yeah, like, this is not the end of the world. And I can always clean up the solder out of the non-pinned holes later, so there we go. And like I said, this is a perfect opportunity because while I'm here, I'm just going to tape up the back of the PCB just for extra sound improvement. I didn't get a chance to hear how Keeb Noobs or is it Zhen Zhen Wang? I didn't get a chance to hear how those sounded, so be very curious to get a chance to go look when I can later and compare. All right, so we're good now. Now we're in the correct spots. We'll go there. Yeah, like I said, you don't. It's. I think makers got the right idea. It's a controlled risk, and as Finality just says, like, it's effective. I'm not trying to be like if it was like a $5,000 build. I don't know if there's one out there, but if it's a $5,000 build, that's a whole other story, right? Go get the desolder gun, make sure it's all clean. Like this, yeah, we're fine. I've been doing this a long time, and I've only screwed up one board. And it was the first time I ever tried to desolder something, and it's because I didn't know better. And it was the I can't scissor left-handed. That's what she said. Again, I don't know why whiteface, but this one just sounds hollow to me, so I'm just kind of preventing it. Oh, I cut that way too short. Good God. But like the only board I ever had trouble with was an An Pro. And that's because, you know, the industrial solder they use is like insanely hard to desolder with especially at the time, all I had was a solder sucker. So like I screwed that board up. Like I absolutely, damn, I keep cutting these short. Am I an idiot? I absolutely screwed the shit out of that. That was my fault. But that was my first board I ever tried to desolder. So live and learn, you know. It happens. Not a big deal. Okay, I'll cut there. Which explains why, like, if you ever watched my Keychron build for my buddy, why I struggled with it is because that industrial solder just... That stuff requires like a like 900 degree temperature. It's insane. And what I found is easiest is if you add some of your own solder onto the pen, and it kind of helps start the melting process. But yeah, it's... And of course this one's too long. It's insanely hard to get that industrial solder off if you don't know how to do it. So I've done worse to a board, trust me. And again, I know someone said that they don't think Keep Noob needed tape mod. This is me, just, I don't know if it's my desk, I don't know what's going on. It just sounded hollow. I figured, why not just make sure it sounds good? I don't know. Pretty sure it's against the law for companies to solder a board with lead solder at the factory. Lead-free is ass. Yeah, so lead-free is the issue. And if you don't know how they're done at factories, I want to say, for the most part, like, I don't want to generalize because it depends on like what factory, but if you don't know, most places that solder PCB components set the SMDs, and they have a machine that does like wave soldering, so basically it's automated. So it's not a person, it's not someone by hand usually. I've seen it in person. It's pretty impressive, honestly. It's basically like putting it in a giant oven. But yeah, lead-free is shit. I remember I got some from the store, like from like a Home Depot, because I needed some in a pinch, and yeah, I learned very quickly like how much of a pain in the ass it is to solder with that stuff. Amazon coming in clutch with the rolls of like the whatever it is I use, whatever this stuff is. I use the stuff off Instagram, off Amazon. Rosin core, it's like 40 whatever it is. It's the good shit. It's the stuff everybody uses. Anime says I should put a few more layers of tape. I think I'm trying not to mod this board too much. Like I just want to make sure it sounds decent. If I need to, we'll add some more later. It's fine. But I didn't want to like overdo it. I still want it to close properly, so all good. $40.60, yeah. This one. All right, let's see how this sounds. A little bit better. No rattle. That's good. All right, let's go back to putting on keycaps, shall we? My bad. A little detour. We're good now, and especially because I realized I had the wrong switch placement originally. QWERTYUIOP. I can't be the only one who counts across, right? I feel like I asked it a lot, but I feel like I'm the only one who ever does. Control. Need the 1.25U GUI. Control. See, like, right? It's not just me, right? Am I doing something wrong? Spacebar sounds okay, but is it the ABS? Like, I don't know. I would love to hear some of you guys' opinions, because I feel like I'm at a loss right now. Winkeep says he thinks it's the keycaps. Alright, well, let's give that a go. Oh yeah, there's no ZX. Nope, don't need another enter. Don't need any more 1.75s or 1. Everything else is 1U, so we're good here. What set is that? It's DSS Neon Knights. And I'll zoom in here. Sorry, I know you guys are a little harder to see. There we go. Such a good set, by the way. It's gonna sound bad. It's SGYs and an ABS plate with DSS. Sorry, what's SGYs? Or are you saying stock Gridiron yellows? I should have known that. Should have known that. I don't think that's like, I don't think the stock GAT yellows are why it sounds bad or anything. I just feel like I've had like a run lately where stuff hasn't sounded as good as it could. But that's just me. And like, obviously, I hope you guys know that means like I'm gonna be honest in my reviews of a board. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and yeah. Baby girl, it's the yellows. It's oh yeah, you put escape up here, don't you, Jake? All right, escape right here. I will say the board looks damn amazing. Like, there's no denying that. That's for sure. So, where is my 1.25 tab? Here you are. And again, I'm not afraid to put more tape under here. Like, if I have to, I will. I was just trying not to overdo it. RKMX says no more tape. Totally against the tape, huh? Well, at least the tape comes off easy. We need the couple more. ZXCVB. We need a backspace. Where is the backspace? There it is. There we go. All right. Do you have any thick foam like you use for me? I have some thinner foam, but I have foam for sure. But either way, this, sorry, try to get the camera to focus. Nope, doesn't want to focus. Okay, fine. FE2 camera. This looks awesome. Aside from the sound at the moment, which I'm going to try and tweak here before we end the stream. That looks awesome, especially with this keycap set. Again, PBT fans neon spacebar for the moment, and that's actually a really solid match, all things considered. But yeah, I like the look of this. This is sick. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just here. Yeah, all right. I have to, for my sanity, either put a piece of foam or some tape or something. I have to do something here. Like, I want it to sound good. I know you're saying it's the yellows. I know you're saying it's the ABS plate. I want it to sound good. So I'm going to try my best here. See what we can do. I love the 4 screws for the access point. Typical ping lover. Let's see. I think there should be a little bit of room in here for foam. I might press up against the PCB just a hair. I've got thin enough foam, like I said, or I can just put a little bit more tape in here and see how that helps. That sounds okay. Is it the bottom piece? Like, that sounds great. But then when I put it together, or when it's screwed together, huh. Weird. You got like an old desk mat, you can cut a square. Like I said, I have foam. I'm not afraid. Like, I've got hobby foam. One of these drawers. Should have more of it than I. Oh, you know what? Maybe the hobby foam may be way up over there. It is. Uh-oh. Got drawers that won't close now. What is happening? What do you guys think? Foam or more tape? I'm gonna let you guys vote. You tell me what you think. More tape. Coffee says more tape. 2 for foam. Whiteface Mountain says, honestly sounds a lot like the board I'm using right now. Gat yellows and top mount. Foam tape. Foam tape. O-rings on mounting screws may help too. Yeah, I've tried that before in the past. All right, let's just try some quick foam. Let's just see if it fits. All right, we're gonna give this a shot. We'll see if this works. It might not. Oh, look at that. Almost fits perfectly. Because I also want to go play some Warzone with my buddies. So, get this sounding right before I do that. Look at that. Okay, still a little thick in some areas. There we go. That's better. And then cut around the USB port. Did I get that right? Sorry. There we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Perfect. Now, does this close? That's the question. Oh, look at that. Still closes. Okay. So let's do this. Let's move this foam to the side. Put you here. All right. There's the screwdriver. Everybody said foam. We went foam. All right. So I'm going to say, based on the comments from a few people here, this is not a board design issue. It is a stock gat yellow. You can all yell at Jake. Stock gat yellow on ABS plate issue. I bet with an aluminum plate or palm or some other material and some nice lubed Thocky keycaps, I bet this sounds amazing. Like I said, Keep Noob's build apparently sounded good. I'm sure other builds have sounded really good. So I don't want this to like deter you from purchasing this board, especially from like the fact that this is a relatively inexpensive board. So RKMX says, when is the rebuild stream scheduled for? It's Jake's board, so you got to ask him. If this was my board, I'd obviously. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. Wow. Okay. So let's do this. Let's mute this. Oh, Jakey Jake. All right. All right, ready? Jake, let me know when you want me to get new switches in here, and let's rebuild it for you. Seriously. All right. Sounds better for sure. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but again, it sounds a lot better with the foam in there. I would say, yeah, like maybe a plate material or something like that. A change would go a long way with the yellows. Jake, if you ever want me to rebuild it, I'm more than happy to pull out the desolder gun and actually do that and spend the time. But look, like this is a good little build. It's inexpensive. You can do ortho, you can do stagger like this. I think it fits a couple of PCBs, right? Like it's as long as it's got the, maybe it's just the plop, but go with the plop PCB if you want stagger. I think there's the ortho PCB as well. Jake, when's the group I run again? Remind me so that people know, because I may get one. I may just have one to like screw around with. Then I can always build one on stream too. Different plate material. Plop or quark? Okay, yep. Quark. Love that word, quark. November 6th. Alright, so it runs to November 6th. Plank is a drop-in replacement. Could do that, I guess. Look, this is amazing looking, and at the end of the day, I'm very thankful that Jake let me build it, that he sent it to me. I like giving him a hard time, but I think it's just the switches and the plate material. I think that's making the difference here. Outside of that, like, I think if you had some nice, really nice like loop switches and palm, acrylic, ABS, or not ABS, aluminum, brass, I don't know, I guess that's an option. I think it'd be pretty sick, but it looks dope as shit, and yeah. Jake, you're the GOAT, even if you like scratchy switches. I gotta agree with Coffee there, but it's okay. This looks awesome, man. Thank you again for letting me build it. That's 2 sick custom Cerakoted builds I've done in a row. We did the Toxic for me. I should have had that out on the desk today. I didn't even think about it. We did this Gridiron. It looks awesome. In group by now, till November 6th. It's like 150 bucks. What are you waiting for? Go buy it. Come on now. But thank you guys again for being here. I appreciate it. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go take care of some stuff. Maybe I'm playing some games late tonight. We'll see. But thank you all for the support. Glad you're back here. Looking forward. I don't know what I'm building next week. But I will definitely. No, I cannot do the gritty. Sorry, anime. But I'll definitely let you guys know via Instagram. I'll post in the Discord as well, as always. Oh yeah, static with the reminder. Always with the reminder with the raffles. I always forget because I'm just like in a mood. I'm going to close entries on the raffle in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the entries. Oh, Coffee, you missed out. Oh, Jake. Oh my God, you guys. Seriously? Sorry. Did you all really miss? Straight up? Alright, we're not giving away the gritty. That's for sure. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Finality. Didn't you win already on this stream? Is that another win for you? That's pretty sick. Congrats. You win the mystery prize. You will just PM me later with your address again. If I think you won something previously, but if not, just ping me and I'll send you the mystery box. I actually owe Doof his cool artisan keycaps. I owe the other person out in Indonesia. I'm struggling with that address, but yeah. Okay, don't think you had a win yet. Okay, great. Well, nice. Now you do. like I said, just ping me in Discord and let me know your address, and I'll send it out to you free of charge. Should have that out in the next day or so. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. Don't miss out on the group buy. You don't have to get splatter. You can get a solid color. You can get some cool, like, graphite black with FX Cosmos or some other cool shit. Like, Jake can do some really cool stuff, as is evidenced by this case and the other previous builds, the other two. The splatters have looked great, but he can do sweet shit, so don't be afraid to ask. This looks amazing. Thank you again, Jake. I appreciate it, as always. Reminder that this stream, the one last time with the Formy, sponsored by Jake at P3D Store. Go check out his site. If you don't know what it is already, then, well, I don't know what to tell you. But thank you guys again so much. Yeah, absolutely. Coffee says, I can't swing this one, but everyone else ought to buy or else. Coffee, you should be able to swing this. Come on now. Sell something. Sell your Kaz. You can, who is it wants your Kaz? You could sell that, and that'll help swing for it. Oh, speaking of, real fast, let me just touch on this. My Alpha 28 is for sale. If you're interested, ping me in Discord. $120 shipped CONUS. It is Copre. So it basically has Topre tactility. It's a clear lubed GAT yellow, or GAT clear, excuse me. GAT clear lubed with 20 gram switches, springs. God, I can't talk tonight. Stacked smoked acrylic case, frosted bottom, 10 LEDs underneath it, Hot Swap Pro Micro. Comes with the keycaps here. Glow in the dark Signature Plastics DSA and an Idea 23 glow in the dark. You should see this thing. Let me show you guys this, because I just want to make sure that if someone's interested and you want the chance to buy this, you should. I'm just going to show you all real fast. This cap is insane, especially compared to the Signature Plastics one, which was off the Minuteman set. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. This cap is insane. So good. And that was with the whatchamacallit, the black light on it. Like, that just dies out. This thing, boom. Like, it's awesome. And I would plug this in, but I don't have the Pro Micro micro USB. This thing is fucking bright underneath with the 10 LEDs. So if you're interested, $120 shipped. We'll ship it out as fast as possible. Like I said, I just don't use it anymore, looking to move on, but I'm sure someone would really like it. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tonight. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Look out for my next stream next week. Go buy the board. Thanks, everyone. See ya.